Hi, my name is Eric, and I am a gamer, and I've done some. I'm kind of new to recording these on what do you call it, on YouTube. I have a few live videos, but I use Manycam, and I'm just finding it frustrating to do the live videos on syncing YouTube with and Facebook with these streams. Um, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound or not, so if not, I apologize. But anyway, we're gonna let's play Final Fantasy V. I have two live streams already of this that has me up to the point that I'm at in the game. So if you want to see where I've gotten, then you can watch those. But I'm not very far in the game. Um, yeah, I'm at the very beginning. We just got the wind crystal jobs. So yeah, let's take a look at them. I don't think I've explained them yet. So you start as a freelancer. At the beginning of the game, that's not very good, but toward the end of the game, when you master jobs, that's actually one of the better jobs. So these are Bartz's wind crystal jobs, and everyone has access to all the jobs once you get them. There's Knight. Knight's a useful ability until later. Um, there's some that kind of do better than Knight. Um, One ability that's kind of good for them to learn is double. I think it's called double-handed. It lets them hold a sword with two hands, and it does more damage. So that's not a bad job to use. And although I usually use it just until I get double-handed, and then I move on. And then there's Monk. Monk is pretty good. You can kick at enemies and you can attack twice with enemies, and it's kind of low cost where you don't need a lot of weapons or anything like, or even armor for them. So it's kind of good if you want to be cheap with a character. I use them. I don't really use them that much. If you master them, you do get HP bonuses with them. So master them for that. But I'm not a big fan of Monk. Then there's Thief. Thieves have some pros and cons. They allow you to they prevent back attacks. You can see hidden passages. You can run, and of course you can steal. So Thieves a pretty good early game ability. But of course, there's other jobs. You basically just want it for the speed bonus to master and for steal. And a few, like one area, you want the dash feature. But other than that, Thieves not really the greatest. Then there's White Mage. Final Fantasy Party is not complete without someone who can heal. So I kind of have mixed feelings, but I feel like I'm forced to use a White Mage. So yeah, I don't really like being forced, but you do need a healer. Then there's Black Mage. That's a trademark Final Fantasy thing. They basically cast spells and damage the enemies. And then Blue Mage, they can learn enemy skills. There's a lot of enemy skills you can get in this game, and some of them are good, some of them aren't. They're hard to get. I get some of them. I won't get all of them, but yeah, I will try to get some of them. So if you look at the stats of characters, Bart starts with high attack, or strength, I'm sorry, strength than other characters. Lena has a higher magic than other characters. See, hers is 28. Galef, he's kind of more balanced, but um, you do want to. I'd say if you want to, yeah, I'd say you want to develop more as a mage, and there's a reason for that, which we'll find out later in the game. And then Ferris, or I guess maybe I spoiled it, but uh, Ferris is kind of a mix. So you could develop her as a mage or as a fighter. I usually like to develop her as a fighter. So yeah, that's how I do it. So let's give everyone jobs. I think I'll give Bart's the knight job. And right now, and it takes you right to the abilities screen. Right now, we don't have any abilities. And I have my stat config set to where I drop everything. I'm going to hold off until I've changed everyone. Lena, I usually make her a black mage because she has the highest magic. So yeah, and she has no abilities. And Galef, I'm going to make him my white mage. And yeah, he has no abilities. And Ferris, I'm going to make her my thief. Now I will be using Galef also as a blue mage kind of, but that'll be for now it's going to be mostly when I want to go learn an ability. So yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing. So now let's equip our characters. Bartz is going to get a broadsword, a leather shield, and that was on Ferris. I don't know if I showed that, but it was on her or on Ferris. And we don't have any accessories yet. Um, let's see. Let's equip Ferris now. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to make Ferris my blue mage. Um, just because that way she can get some more abilities. And then Galef, we got that staff in the wind shrine or the wind crystal place or whatever, so he's gonna get that. Did I equip Lena? No, I did not. And Lena is gonna get the knife. I guess I don't have a helmet yet, and a leather armor. And then you want to put the mages, of course, in the back row. Um, and I think I'm going to set them up like that. That way I have them kind of like that. So yeah, let's get going. I'm going to save so I don't lose all that stuff I just did on the jobs. And we'll get on our ship. And our next destination is actually down here. We're supposed to go through this canal here, but we need a key. See, we can go ahead and go in, but the canal gate is locked. We could go back to the pirate hideout, but we're going to do that in a little bit because there's some things we can get that we can't if we go there now. So we might as well get them, when we can get them all at once. So this is our first town in the game. It is called Tull or Tool or however you want to say it. And I guess the pirates are all eager to go get some grog. So I guess Ferris is going to go and have a drink as well. So Ferris will leave the party. I've pretty much already spoiled. I might as well stop trying to do that. Yeah, but there's no win now. It costs 10 gil to spend the night. I'm not going to spend the night. Now, in the first video, I mentioned that I was going to sell the Phoenix down that I got. I am going to do that just to get some gil. So that helped us out a little bit. And if you go here, we get 150 gil. Well, news traveled fast. They already know about that. Now, the thing with this is the magic shop. The thing that would confuse me the first time I played through it is I did play Final Fantasy 1, and usually when you buy a spell in that game, you buy it for a specific character. Not in this one. If you buy Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, Cure, Libra, and Pisana, anyone can use it as long as they have the ability. So these are pretty, and I usually buy all the spells. Fire, of course, causes fire damage. Blizzard, ice magic. Thunder, lightning magic. Cure heals you. Libra lets you see a target's weakness. And Pisana heals you from poison. So I guess they're talking about the Kingdom of Waltz uses a water crystal to amplify. There should be some items in these crates or barrels over here. Yeah, we got a 10. Have I gone through items? Maybe I should do that. I don't want to discard. Potions, of course, heal you. Phoenix Stones revives you from KO. And Tense lets you can use it on a save point or out on the world map. It heals you of your HP and MP. Yeah, the wind has died. So this is the weapon shop, and if you talk to him, Ferris will come in, and you can try and buy for her. I think I am going to go and sell that other Phoenix down because there's still some stuff I want to get. And I know if I get KO'd, someone gets KO'd, I guess I won't be able to heal him. I don't think that'll be a problem. We will get some more Phoenix downs. I want to buy some stuff, and I don't feel like going out and level grinding, but maybe I should, but I don't feel like it. So the only thing I want to get here is a rod. That'll up Lena's magic a little bit. So let's go ahead and get the rod and equip it on her. So you see it does up her magic by 1, and there's really not much of a reason for a mage to attack. And here's the weapon shop. So I was kind of fortunate in one of my first battles with those goblins at the start. I did get a leather cap from one of them, so I only need one at this point to put on Lena, so that way it can give her a little bit more defense. Now, the thing I've never understood is the weight feature in this game. You have a weight stats or stats figure. I've never understood how it works. If someone can explain it to me, I would greatly appreciate it. And if we talk to this guy, he'll take you to the beginner's hall. So he'll take you right there, which is like, what was it, a step away from where we were? I don't know why we had to close our eyes. You can just say, yeah, it's over there, but whatever. Now, if we talk to her, I'll tell her no in a minute, but right now we want to enter. And you can talk to these people. They'll tell you how aspects of the game work. If you examine these barrels and crates and stuff, you can get some items. And there's a hidden passage. If we had Ferris in the party, you could see it. Tell you what, I'll go and demonstrate it. I'll just make Bartz into a thief. And now we can see the hidden passage. But I want Bartz to stay as a knight for now. So let's re-equip him. And upstairs, more people will give you advice. If you open this chest, we get attacked by some monsters. And it's just a goblin. Let's fry him with fire. Easy battle. And it contains some leather shoes. I believe those up your defense, so I'm going to give them to my healer because I'd rather have more defense on a healer if I have to only pick one. And talk to her again, and she'll open up the passage and you can go through. If you actually talk to her and say no, oh, sorry. If you tell her no, she'll do this. It's kind of funny. She'll knock you out. So now we'll go to the pub and check on Ferris and the pirates. I guess the pirates like the way Lena looks. I guess the pirates have drank all the booze here. The captain's so dreamy. I guess they want me to sit down in the chair and look at them. And Bartz gets a lap dance. And I think there's 8 villages with 8 pianos in them. There's more than 8 villages, but there's there's 8 villages in the game that have 1 piano in them. So there's 8 pianos in the game. I believe it's 8. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I'm playing a game. It's called Final Fantasy V. I'm kind of talking to my daughter right now. She came in, and I guess she's now watching me play Final Fantasy V. So yeah, you want to play all the pianos when you find them in the game. There's an ability you can get it, but if you miss them, don't worry about it. It's for a class you get. I'll go ahead and say it. It's the Bard class. There's only a couple areas I used Bard for in the game, and that's it. So if you don't get it, it's not a big deal. But if you're a completionist and you want them all, yeah, you want to play all the pianos in the cities. I'm going to go ahead and do it just so I can get it. So I guess Bartz is now excited about what he saw with Ferris in here. Just getting a drink. Yeah. Now we could have came to Tool before the Wind Shrine, but I usually don't simply because one, you don't have very much gold, so it's hard to buy things, and two, the other reason is that you can't really advance. You don't have any jobs, so buying the spells is kind of pointless at that time, and yeah, you have to come basically after you get the jobs to advance the game. So I figure I might as well just come once and be done with it. Now Ferris won't let us back in the room. So yeah, we've done most of what we can do here. We just have to go visit one house, and that'll advance the plot. But it's this house, so before we go in, there are treasures on either side of the house. So if you look in these bushes, we get a phoenix down. See, I told you we'd get some more phoenix down, so I wasn't wrong to sell them. So I guess Lennon knows the guy who lives here. And I can't remember if I mentioned the first game or the first episode, but I really don't like Lena's all the character designs. They look nothing like they look. When they have dialogue, their pictures appear. They look nothing like it. Sorry, my neck kind of hurts. In the other videos I've mentioned, I'm also a online English teacher. Um, and I teach English to Asian kids, mostly in China and Taiwan. And I've heard there's some in Japan and maybe other Asian countries. But I've been up since 5:30 Eastern time this morning teaching, and I did that until I think my last class was done at 10 o'clock. Now, normally I do have classes at I teach until 11:30, but no one signed up for my 10 through 11:30 classes, so in a way, I guess on one hand I don't get any money for that, but at the same time I kind of I'm kind of glad to have a little bit of time off. So yeah, that's what I do for work is I teach online English. So we're gonna spend the night at this guy's house. His name is Zoc or Zook or Zoc. I'll call him Zoc. And one thing I think is funny about this game is we are all insomniacs. It's like usually when we get a free night at an inn or a free place to stay, at least one of our characters likes to get up and in the middle of the night and not sleep, I guess. So this is a flashback of Bart's when he was a kid. So I guess they're talking about the crystals needing to be protected. And the woman, I guess, her name is Stella! Stella! Now we will visit this place much later in the game. Remember, if you saw that pink box or whatever, remember that for when we get to that place in the game. And I guess Zoc's an insomniac too. So I guess we're up. Zoc gave us the canal keys, so yeah. So now we should be able to get through the canal, and we are good to leave the town of Tool. Now, this part I don't understand here. Ferris is leaving the pirates behind. Do you think we'd want some more help to go save the crystals? But it's kind of like the rule with most Final Fantasy games. You have these kingdoms and stuff, and the kings or princes or princesses or queens or whatever. They go on these journeys to save the world, and they leave all the soldiers back at the castle. I mean, if you're on a journey to save the world, you'd think you'd bring the soldiers here. So, and I guess we can say the same thing about Lena. You'd think she would bring some of her soldiers from I think her castle is Tycoon Castle. You think she'd bring some soldiers so we can go save the world, and same thing with Ferris. So you'd think we'd bring the pirates with us to go save the world, but I guess for whatever reason we're just confident enough that a party of 4 people can go save the world. So now we are back on the world map. We have Ferris back in our party. Did I get anything worth equipping on her? No, I did not, and I guess I pretty much spoiled it. It is it is a her. You're not supposed to know that for a while, so pretend you didn't hear it. And when we get on the boat, we get another cutscene. So basically, now that the wind crystal's gone, the wind's going to slow down to nothing, and things like birds won't be able to fly anymore. So there's 3 crystals, as they've said, and we saw them when we got to where the wind crystal was after it shattered. So there's fire, earth, and water. So if the earth crystal goes, the earth will decay. The water goes, the rivers and oceans will get dirty, and fires will lose their heat if the fire crystal goes. So we need to try and avoid that at all cost. So yeah, we're all pretty much deciding, here if we're gonna go on this journey to try to save the crystals and save the world. So far 3 of us have decided as Bart's gonna come with. Yep, he's pretty much decided to come. I guess I'm speaking too soon, but he's pretty much decided he's. So yeah, we're all in it to try to save the world. So now we can finally go and save the world now. Now in our ship, if you come, I'll go and show this. I'm not going to do this here. Where is it? No, it's not here. Where is it? Okay, there's the canal. That's where we want to go next. If we go here and get off and fight some battles on this little peninsula, there is an enemy called a Bandersnatch. If you find 3 of them, I think they give you 3 ability points. And now that we have jobs, we now get ability points after battles. I don't know if you saw that when I fought that goblin at the learner house, but those help you learn, gain abilities for jobs. So, yeah, they give you 3 ability points, so that's not bad at this point in the game. And if you notice I'm walking fast, that's because of the thief. You can turn it off and on in the Steam version. See, now I'm walking, now I'm running. But and now if we return here, looks like Boko or Chocobo went inside, so we're gonna check on him and see what's happened. Now there is an enemy skill I want to get here, so I'm gonna make Ferris into a blue mage in the hope that I can get it. So yes, now she's equipped, and hopefully we'll run into this enemy and I can get it. And I don't know why I used the recovery spring, but oh well. Oh good, the one of the enemies that has the enemy skill. I'm gonna kill everything but 1 steel bat. And this is one reason I don't like the monks, because if I have a monk here and it gets attacked while I'm trying to learn the enemy skill, there's a chance the monk will counterattack and probably kill this bat. So we're going to wait a few minutes and see if this bat will use the enemy skill on Ferris. It has to be used on Ferris. So please use it. Right now it's just attacking. This is kind of the annoying thing about enemy skills. Until you get a certain ability later in the game, Some of them are hard to get because they may take forever to use the ability, and then it's a question if they use it on the right character. There's, as far as getting it, if I make all the characters there it is. That's the skill I want, but he did not use it on Ferris. So, so yeah, if I make them all into blue mages, and then you can learn them faster. And when one character learns a blue magic spell, everyone has access to it as long as they have the blue magic ability or they are a blue mage. So if it would just use it on Ferris, we could, end this battle, and we'd have that ability. I think it was Vampire. Yeah, and it used it on Ferris. Perfect. So let's get rid of this guy and fry him. There we go. And see that we learned Vampire. So I'm going to turn Ferris back into a thief. And yeah, so dagger. I may do some grinding later for Ferris to get an ability called Learning. That lets you learn, if you have the ability equipped, it lets you learn blue magic spells even if you're not a blue mage. So yeah, I'm going to try and grind later and get that. And it'd also be helpful because I want to grind to get Bart's, whatever it's called, the double-handed or two-handed, whatever it's called. That way I can equip, use weapons with two hands and do some more damage. The downside of that is he won't have a shield, but I guess the plus side is he'll do more damage, and I'd rather him do more damage. And more Stopers. And here we are back at the pirate hideout. If you push that switch, a passage opens up in one of the rooms. Let's go talk to this guy. Now, one reason why I waited to come here after all that stuff at Tool, one of these guys will give you items if you come back here after you visit Tool. So that guy gives you 8 potions. So that'll help out if we need some healing and can't use white magic for some reason. So we get a 10 ether and 300 gil. This was this would have been closed if we wouldn't have pushed that switch. So we pushed it so we can get it. So it looks like they found, and they want to eat the Boko. That's not very good. You don't eat chocobos. So I guess Boko's injured, and I don't know how you get a chocobo into bed, but I guess they did, and this old man's going to take care of him. So the pirates are going to hold down the fort. Was there items here? I always forget. If this guy would get out of my way. I don't think there is. And now we'll just leave the pirate hideout. If I can walk. There is 2 more enemy skills we can get at this point, but those are back at the Wind Shrine. So we're going to be heading there next to get those abilities. And Bart's gained a level. Yeah, there's 2 more enemy skills that we get, that we can get at this point, and another battle. Yeah, these battles are pretty easy, especially now that we have job classes and fire, and we have a healer now. So yeah, and this is pretty much the first place we went to in the game, so we should be kicking butt now that we've gone through the Wind Shrine. I'll heal. There's a pod, if you remember, at the Wind Shrine. I'll just go ahead and heal there. So let's go back to the ship. So I'm going to make Ferris into a blue mage to learn those two other enemy skills. And let's go ahead and save. So yeah, let's go ahead and use the healing pot to heal up a little bit. One of them's kind of tricky to get, one of the enemy skills. I don't want to talk to you. I want the healing pot. There we go. And it's a possibility that, let's see, hit points. Ferris may live during it. I think I got a Phoenix down right if they, because it kind of one of them does a lot of damage to you. I have two Phoenix down, so if she dies, I guess I'll heal her. Yeah. I'll go up to this floor. This is a good floor to get, I think, to get the what do you call it? The enemy skill, one of the enemy skills. Oh, and here they are. These will use an enemy skill, so I want to kill two of them, and then wait, and hopefully he'll use this mold wind. Will use the ability that I want on. And of course it didn't, and it killed Galef. I'm going to leave Galef dead just now, so that if it uses it again, hopefully it'll have less of a chance of it'll have more of a chance of hitting Ferris since it can only attack 3 people with the ability. I think I'll use a potion on Ferris. That way I can hopefully get her to survive the attack. It doesn't have enough MP. I know I'm crazy to do this, but it's getting an ether. Yes, please live. Of course you didn't. So let's go ahead and, I was worried there. Let's go ahead and finish this battle. And we learned, Galef and Lena got leveled up, and we learned Arrow. That's a wind elemental attack. Uh, it's pretty useful. There's some uses for it, but yeah. And I guess I'll go back to this room. I should heal up before I try and get this other ability. So yeah, the other ability, you can get it on the world map near the, I think near the pirate hideout. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try and get it in here just because I'm here. Oh, and here's the enemy. We can learn a new ability from the Black Goblin. So let's see if it'll... Oh, and it used it right away. That is awesome. I'll show Blizzard just because I haven't shown it. And we learned Goblin Punch. Wrong job. So back to Thief. And Dagger, Leather Cap, Leather Armor. Now, a lot of people I've noticed, I'm going to point something out. A lot of people use Optimize in this. That'll automatically equip you with things. Like it automatically equips you with things like that are the biggest strength and the biggest defense. But the problem with it is it doesn't take like stats buffs into it. So if you have a weapon or armor that increases strength, it doesn't take that into consideration. So my advice is never use it. Well, I'm going to end this video here. We'll be going through the canal in the next video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and take care.